Olivia, are you there? I really need to talk to you. It's about those documents. You know that today is the last day to submit them, right? I just wanted to let you know that we still haven't gotten them. Oh, well, I'm so sorry about this, but I'm actually not at work right now. In fact, I'm done for the day. Excuse me? What do you mean that you're done for the day? I mean that I have plans tonight. I'm going to go on a big group date, so I'm not going to be kept at work doing overtime. If you want those documents so badly, I recommend that you take care of them yourself. All the files you need should be on my work computer. Olivia, please, how many times have you done this exact thing that you're doing right now? I'm really glad that you have all these plans to do all these fun things, but you need to take care of work. And this year, you've been just awful about taking care of deadlines. Do you realize that? Oh, come on. You have to know that it's not like I'm not trying. I'm giving it my all. I really am. But it's not my fault if the deadlines are too strict and I can't meet them on time. You say that, but we asked for this paperwork from you over a month ago. You have had plenty of time to work on it and get it done, and you haven't. I understand and appreciate that you're working hard, but you have to do better. Okay, fine then, but if you're going to be that way, then that means that you can't use those excuses either. I mean, you're also always going on about how hard you tried to get something done when you failed to meet a deadline or something like that. So if I can't use it, then neither can you. I'm sorry, but I really don't know what you're talking about at all. Let's just get something straight here. You're going to be turning 38 this year, right? And isn't it true that you don't even have a boyfriend? I'm just saying that if you're not even in a relationship, then you certainly shouldn't be able to use that excuse, okay? That literally doesn't even make sense. How does one have anything to do with the other? But since you have all this free time to be going on dates, how about coming back to the office and finishing up your work? If it isn't done today, then you are going to be in trouble, so I recommend coming back and handling this. You mean you're really going to try and force me to miss out on a big date night for work? No way, that's totally unfair. Well, I understand that you're upset, but you did this to yourself. Maybe you should have been more on top of work if you didn't want this to happen, but if you come back now, you might still be able to make it on time. This is just like you. Of course you would try and ruin all the fun that someone younger than you is trying to have. You're just jealous of me because I'm going to go on a date and you're going to be stuck at the office all night. Don't you get how that makes you nothing more than a bully? And just how in the world do you figure that makes sense, huh? Because you are literally trying to keep me from going on a date right now. You're just trying to abuse your position in the company to carry out this horrible grudge you have against me. But don't think that just because you've worked here longer than me, that you can treat me like this. I have rights too, and I'm not afraid to take this to HR. Now hold on for just one single second. I am not bullying at all. How can you even suggest that? All I am asking you to do is come back here and finish the work that you were supposed to have done by today. And miss my big group date tonight? I don't think so. I'll have you know that the men who are going to be showing up today are doctors and lawyers and people who work in town hall. So if you think that I'm going to let you ruin my chances of striking in with some rich guy, then you've got another thing coming. I am going to my group date tonight, and there is nothing that you can do to stop me. Got it? Are you really sure that you want to do this, Olivia? And why can't you do this for me? It's not like you even have anyone waiting at home for you. You're just a lonely old woman, so how about you take care of that overtime for me? In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my youth and do my best to attract a young and rich doctor or lawyer to marry me. Olivia, just hold on right there. I mean, you are taking this whole thing a bit too far. Your language towards me is unacceptable. I am your supervisor, and you are not allowed to talk to me like this. There you go, the truth comes out. You're my supervisor, so you think you can use me to just get out of work whenever you want. But I have friends in the office. After all, you have your supervisor too, and I know just how to work men like him. Sure, he may be fat and bald, but at least I know that I can use him to trump anything you try and make me do. You really think that you're going to get away with acting like this? You think this is appropriate at all? I don't care what you have to say, but I'm about to get on the subway and I won't be able to message you. So why don't you just leave me alone? Besides, it sounds to me like you should have plenty of work at the office to keep you busy.
Hey Liz, you hear the big news? Your brother is finally getting married. The wedding is going to be at the end of next month. So go ahead and ask for the time off from work now.
You're getting married at the end of next month? But where did all of this come from? This is all so sudden. I mean, I didn't even know that you were dating someone.
I knew that you'd be surprised when I told you about this. But I have to say, of everyone involved, I'm still probably the most surprised about all of this.
And just what do you mean by that, Ian? Why would you be the most surprised?
Well, probably because I only met the woman that I'm going to be marrying last month. We started texts and dating a bit, and now she's pregnant, so, well, that's that pretty much.
Hold on a second. What did you say? You got someone pregnant?
Look, I know we're going through the traditional order of how these things normally go, but I'm going to be a man and accept my responsibility for my actions. So basically, we really haven't even been going out that long, but we're going to be getting married and already have reservations for late next month.
Wow. Well, I just really don't even know what to say. I mean, are you sure about this? It all just seems a bit sudden to be getting married.
I know, but my girlfriend says that she's fine with this and that this is actually how she would want things to go. Now, I know that you probably have a lot of thoughts about all of this, but I have a duty as a man and as a future father to be there for my girlfriend and future child. So anyways, I hope you can look past the circumstances and come to my wedding and help support me.
Ian, have you told Mom and Dad anything about this yet? I mean, do they know?
Yeah, I told him. Dad basically hit me in the gut right then and there, but he said that it was my life and that I was free to live it how I wanted. And he said that he'd rather I step up and be there than abandon someone I got pregnant.
Well, then I guess at least our parents and I are in agreement on that. Especially about it being your life. If this is what you want to do and you're sure about it, then I'm not going to say anything. And honestly, I think it takes a lot of guts to dedicate yourself like this after finding this out. So, of course I'll be there for your wedding.
Liz, thank you so much. You always have my back.
Well, of course. And now I have a really important wedding to look forward to. I can't wait to see you two dressed up walking down the aisle.
Yeah, my girl is just so pretty. I mean it. She is the cutest thing. Of course, she's not just looks. She's also really nice and an all-around super kind person.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you're really crazy about her, but that just makes me happier.
I don't think I've ever been this happy in my life. I could never see myself being married or having kids, but now that it's happening, it's like it was always meant to be. But I also really like that she'll do whatever I say.
Oh, I see. That seems a bit old-fashioned, I guess, but as long as it works for you two.
Well, it's just that women these days always want to try and be all tough and dominant. But my girl is just really shy. I mean, she blushes when shaking people's hands.
Ian, I'm not trying to be rude, and maybe we can just chalk this up to women's intuition. But do you think that someone who acts like that might actually just be pretending a little bit? I mean, if someone is really so submissive that they can hardly even shake someone's hand? I don't know. I guess it's just hard for me to understand how a girl like that could end up pregnant. Again, I'm really not trying to be rude about any of this, but I just don't have a good feeling about this.
Oh, come on. You really don't think that your brother has any game? Girls are just attracted to men who can show that they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. Can you please just accept that this girl likes me for all of my charms?
Oh, right. I forgot how much of a narcissist you can be, to be honest.
Well, look, Liz, I get that you're worried for me, and I do appreciate the concern, but I think that this is a good thing, and that there's nothing to worry about. So anyways, I'm just so excited to get to introduce you to my fiancé at the wedding.
And what the heck is a grandma like you doing at my wedding, huh? Did someone invite you? Because I certainly don't remember adding your name to the guest list. Ugh, why are you even here? How about you just beat it and go home? If you really wanted me to go away, then you should have just told me from the start. You didn't have to dump out your glass of wine on me like you did. Well, I had to make sure that the message stuck and that you would never come around here again. Besides, I know you're only here to try and pick up men from my wedding, so it's my duty to get rid of little pests like you so the rest of the guests can enjoy the wedding in peace. Excuse me? Did you seriously just call me a pest? You have got some serious nerve. Well, it's what you are. You're a pest and I'm the exterminator keeping you out. I mean, really, you think just because you're my boss you can invade my private life like this? You try and pretend like you're such a hard worker concentrating on your job, but it's clear you've got boys on the mind like the rest of us. I really think that there has been some kind of mistake here. I mean, you don't actually think I'm here trying to flirt, do you? Of course you are! Why else would some lonely old lady such as yourself show up to her underling's wedding? Or did you just come here to ruin my wedding out of jealousy? Oh, come on, now you're just being ridiculous. I am not! The fact of the matter is that you're nothing but a tottering old lady who can't stand to see women younger than you being happy. That's why you're taking it upon yourself to try and sabotage my wedding. I had no idea that you were such a terrible person. But I am trying to tell you that I'm not doing any of what you're accusing me of, and frankly, I think that you're being very disrespectful. I mean, I'm not even that much older than you, and I'm not here at your wedding to try and pick up men. And just what is wrong with being single anyways, huh? None of what you're saying has anything to do with anything else. You really are just crazy. Do you know that? Ugh, you really have lost it. What is the matter with you? This is what I mean when you're just upset because someone younger than you is doing something that you were never able to do yourself. You're just like this because you saw me in my wedding dress and weren't able to keep your emotions in check. Are you kidding me right now? Please tell me that you're joking about this. I'm not joking, but if you want to stop being the butt of every single joke ever, then you should turn around and go home now. I just don't have room for a lonely old lady at my wedding, and if you don't leave right now, I am going to dump a bottle on your dress next. Oh, I'll go home, but you'll regret it. I can guarantee you that right now. Just go back home, all right? We don't want you here, and nobody even invited you to my wedding in the first place. Why don't you just turn around and go to the office where you belong? I'm sure there's plenty of work waiting for you. I still have plenty of paperwork sitting on my desk and in my computer if you want to go and do it for me. Well, okay then. I'll go home, but you'll have to tell your husband why his sister isn't at the wedding. And you'll have to tell him that I went home because you poured your wine on me. Then you might want to go to work and see what I'll have ready for you there. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Are you saying that you're Ian's little sister? But I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. I know that your wedding was thrown together so quickly, so you never got to meet the rest of my family. So I suppose I should take this chance to fill you in on just whose family you're marrying into. But yes, I am Ian's older sister, if you must know. Wait, no, this has to be some kind of a joke. Please tell me this isn't happening. There's no way you're actually Ian's sister. Well, I am, and he told me all about his last-minute engagement to some mystery woman. But either way, I was really looking forward to this. I was so happy that my little brother was finally getting married. Although when I heard him describe his fiancée as a submissive little waif, I just knew that something was up. What is that supposed to mean? What would be up? Why would you say something like that? Come on, I know that you think I'm old, but I still know the usual tricks. But you must be a really good actress to have fooled Ian like that. Does he know that you're flirting with at least 5 different guys from the office? I don't think that's the kind of behavior that a submissive woman would do. Wait, no, hold on a second. I think that there's been some kind of a misunderstanding here. Well, you can say whatever you'd like, but I'm going to do as you told me and just go home. Of course, you'll have to explain to everyone at the wedding why the groom's older sister isn't there. But anyways, I'm going to head to the office like you suggested. Hold on, no, don't go home, please. Don't do anything crazy, I'm begging you. Do anything crazy? What could you possibly be talking about? I'm only doing as you told me. If anyone was acting crazily, it was you, Olivia. I mean, have you already forgotten that you poured wine all over my dress? But, I mean, oh, that's not fair. I had no idea who you were. I didn't know that you were Ian's sister. He told me that his sister was a bit older than him, but... I mean, I still had no way to know that it was you. This is all your fault for not making this clearer to me sooner. Excuse me? Please tell me that you're not being serious about that. Of course I am! This is all your fault! You're just trying to ruin everything because you're single! And you're upset because you don't have a boyfriend and you're not married, and that's why I got rid of you! None of this is my fault! It can't be! Everything that led up to me pouring the wine on your dress was all your fault! You can't blame me for this! I am so sick and tired of these lame excuses. Do you really think that you're justified in acting the way you did because of that? And you're about to have a child? I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you're suited to motherhood at all. So you'll just have to tell Ian that it's all your fault that his sister isn't going to be at his wedding.
Hey, Liz, I just wanted to apologize for today. I'll pay for all the damage to your dress, of course.
Oh, you don't need to worry about it. I'm sorry for leaving the way I did. But I heard that the wedding ended up being canceled.
Yeah. I mean, after I heard what Olivia did to you, I just couldn't go through with marrying her. She was much more different than I thought. So I'm just glad that we avoided getting married at all.
So then you're not even going to have the civil ceremony?
Well, I think I'm still gonna do that. I mean, she is pregnant and all.
Well, hold on a second. Maybe you should hold off on that for just a little bit.
What do you mean? Do you think you know something that I don't?
I just... well, maybe we'll talk about this in person tomorrow. Hey there, Olivia. I heard that your wedding fell through. It did! It was all your fault! You ruined my wedding! If you hadn't gone home, then this would have never happened! I can't believe that you're still acting like this towards me. Oh, shut up! Don't think this means that I've given up on your brother. You know that I'm pregnant with his baby, right? So, even if there's no wedding, we'll still get married. Yes, Ian told me a bit about that. I told him he was being very mature. So what I want to know is if the child you're carrying is really my brother's at all. How rude of you! Of course it's Ian's baby! How could you even ask me something like that? What is the matter with you? Well, after I left the wedding, I went back to the office like I said I would, and I was doing a little bit of work. But then all of a sudden I heard my boss shouting from his office. He somehow found out that you were going to be marrying my brother, and he begged me to put a stop to it. He told me he was sure that the baby was his. Wait, no, that can't be right. This is ridiculous. Well, he told me that he had proof of what he was saying, and he showed me lots of pictures of you going out together. But he said that he wasn't going to take any pictures. I have to say that I was really shocked. I mean, this is the guy you said was fat and bald, but at least you could manipulate him. Well, I guess he might have manipulated you into having his baby. Or maybe you were just trying to climb the company ladder? No, there has to be some kind of mistake. My baby is Ian's baby. You have to believe me. I've already taken the liberty of telling Ian all about this, so I think you're better off talking to him about this. Anyways, I don't have anything else to say on the matter, so take care. After that, Olivia called Ian and he refused to go forward with the marriage until a paternity test was taken. And that's how Ian found out that the father was, in fact, my boss. Then HR became involved and ended up letting the both of them go for their inappropriate office behavior. Ian officially called off all wedding plans and even demanded that Olivia pay the cancellation fees for her lying. Instead, my boss agreed to pay for Ian's wedding and he ended up marrying Olivia instead. I have no idea how the two of them are doing now, and frankly, I don't really care. As for me, I was promoted to my old boss's position for always being such a diligent employee. After Olivia was let go, I went to HR to tell them about how I would always be picking up her slack and finishing work that she wasn't able to get done on time. They had no idea about any of that, but were very grateful for all the extra hours that I had put into the job. I also started dating someone, and things have been going very well ever since Olivia left my life.
Naomi, you know there's family gathering next month. I'm wondering if you'll be there too. Hello, Karen. Yes, I would like to. All the relatives are coming this time, right? Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Something you can help with? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think there is. You can just sit down and stay. It must be hard for you to move with that leg. It's okay. I know it looks like a lot of work, but I can do most things except running. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want my relatives to think I have a disabled person helping me. If you're coming, will you sit quietly and stay out of the way? Oh, okay. Understood. It's embarrassing enough that my only son's wife is disabled. I don't want to make it a show. I haven't accepted you as my son's wife yet. Tony insisted that he wouldn't marry anyone but you, so I had no choice but to agree to the marriage. Right. I was hoping to have a lovely wife so I could enjoy shopping or going to cafes and enjoying all those things. But I didn't think my son would choose a defective woman. He must have done something pretty bad in his previous life. I don't think you should speak like that. Tony is a very kind person, and we were both attracted to each other more on the inside than on the outside. Tony doesn't mind that I have one leg disabled. Being his mother, I know more than anyone that Tony's kind. Otherwise, he would never have chosen a woman like you. I'll do my best to try to be accepted by you, so that you can feel it's safe to leave Tony to me. What can a disabled person like you do? Don't joke around. I don't know how you walk inside the house, but you need a cane when you walk outside, right? That's true. You think someone who only moves like an elderly person can support Tony? What are you going to do if he becomes unable to work? Of course, I will support the family finances then. I'm still working from home, and I don't have any trouble with my daily life. I can't think like that, so that's why I'm worried. Well, it's too late to say anything about that now. It's not like your leg's gonna get better. I'm sorry. I don't want you to apologize. Oh, right. There's something I want to ask you. Yes, ma'am. What is it? I need you to weed the garden before they come. Okay, sure. You have a lawnmower, don't you? Should I use that to weed the garden? No, don't use it. The roots will still be in the ground, right? This time, I want you to take it up by the roots. So please, pull them out properly by hand. Oh, is it too difficult for you who has a damaged leg? No, I'm fine. I'll finish it before the day. I'm counting on you. Please, show me how useful you can be. Naomi, what have you done? Karen, hello. Is something wrong? It's about today's family gathering. You spoke about the weeds in the garden in front of the relatives, didn't you? Yes, but not about the weeding. I just mentioned it a little when they were talking about gardening. When I was weeding, you asked me to plant flowers, right? So I was explaining how to plant and grow those flowers. Where would I find someone who would say that you actually done it? What? What if they think I made a wife who has a bad leg do the weeding on purpose? You're so dumb. Why don't you try to make me look good a little? I'm sorry, I wasn't that concerned, but it seems like they were just interested in the flowers. So I think they're not concerned about it. Who knows? Use your brain. Okay, I'm sorry. If you want my approval, it's your job to make me feel good. But all you do is make me feel worse. I think you're just trying to make me suffer. No, I didn't mean to. Then next time, tell them something I'll be praised about. The flowers in the garden were my idea, and you helped me because you wanted to. Is it clear? That's the way it should be. Understood. It seems like it wasn't just your leg that was bad. I have to explain from the beginning like this. Your brain is just as bad as your leg. Is this what it's like to be disabled? I wish you wouldn't discriminate like that. My leg is just disabled, but other than that, I'm no different than others like you. Even though you're treated differently from others? I think it's a bit harsh to say that. We don't like to be disabled either. Honestly, I have a problem with the fact that you are defective and living comfortably. You keep insisting that you're normal and that you're like everyone else. But in reality, you can't live without a help, can you? I think you should be more modest. Some may be arrogant, but most of us live our lives with gratitude. I don't know about that. Even a defective woman like you married a man like Tony. You're as happy as anyone else. From my point of view, you are an arrogant person. I believe that people with disabilities have the right to be happy too. Get rid of those kinds of shallow thoughts. A year has passed since you got married, but I have not had one good thing to say about my son being married to you. It's about time for you to realize how unhappy you make everyone around you. Is that... You mean you want me to leave Tony? I wish that all the time. Because you're a useless, disabled, defective person. There's no advantage for you to stay. Naomi, my back hurts. Go get the pills now. Karen, I can't visit you today. I have some things to do. There's nothing more important than me. Just come back ASAP. I just saw you recently. I can't go back. I'm sorry, I have an appointment. Don't you feel sorry for me? I can't walk. Now I have a disability like you. Why don't you understand how I feel? Of course I understand the pain of not being able to walk. But that doesn't mean people will do whatever you say. Right, since you have a congenital bag leg, you have no idea what it's like for me, a normal, healthy person who suddenly lost the ability to walk. What's more, I'm in a wheelchair and in the hospital. Even a lawyer came to see me. He wants me to pay for the repairs to the house I destroyed. Oh, well, you crashed your car into a house and caused the accident. Anyway, please talk to the insurance company about the money. I'm not in the mood for paperwork. I just misjudged the gas and the brakes. I didn't expect this to happen. But you're lucky you didn't get anyone involved. There's still a chance that your leg will be rehabilitated and you'll be able to walk again. You don't know when that will be. I had a trip with my friends next month. I can't even go on that trip. Poor me. If that's the case, then you just have to do your best in rehabilitation and get back on your feet as soon as possible. I don't mean to be harsh, but you caused this accident. I think you should be sorry for that. I told you, I just made a mistake on driving. You have no right to scold me. If you had gotten someone involved, it would have been much worse. Shut up. I can't live like this anymore. I just want to go home. The food at the hospital tastes terrible, and they set bedtime. It's really uncomfortable. You're supposed to leave the hospital in 2 months, right? Yeah, that's right. I can't stay here that long. It's not like if I stay in the hospital, I'll be able to walk again. You know there are checkups and rehabilitation. Those are necessary for you to be discharged. Please hang in there. Oh, right. After I get out of the hospital, I've decided to move in with you and Tony to your house. Huh? Why are you surprised? I'm in a wheelchair. How can I live without someone to take care of me? It's possible to live alone in a wheelchair. Of course, I was gonna help you at first, but... Are you saying you don't want to live with me? Yes. I'm sorry, but I can't live with you. Why not? I'm Tony's only family. I'm his mother. I understand that. But he doesn't want to live with you, either. You're lying. Tony would never refuse to live with me. I'm sorry to tell you this at a time like this, but I've been treated badly by you. Treated badly? I have no clue. You made fun of me because I'm disabled, and you kept abusing me. I was just telling the truth. Even so, there were a lot of problematic remarks. I was trying to have a good relationship with you as much as possible, and I wanted to be accepted, so I put up with it. But Tony told me that I didn't have to put up with it anymore. So what? That has nothing to do with me. I'm moving in. Otherwise, I can't live by myself. Please consider living in a residence with various kinds of support and assistance. We are not going to live together. Tony will reach out later, so please understand. Tony is a boy who will definitely help me if I'm in trouble. I'm not going to let a person like you, who popped into my son's life, beat me. No, it's not about winning or losing. It's already decided that he's going to live with me. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. And you're not nice to me, even though you're disabled? Who do you think you are? Oh, are you jealous that you're no longer the only one who Tony will care about? I don't think that way. Not even a little. Then don't do anything and just follow him. Don't do anything unnecessary. Hey, Naomi. You haven't come visit me for a week. As I told you the other day, I can't take care of you anymore. Is that how you're trying to avoid me moving in? Oh, you were still going to move in with us? My husband has explained to you many times that we can't, right? It doesn't matter. I'm his mother, and my opinion comes first. I see. But I really can't live with you. Even if you guys say you can't, I'm definitely moving in with you. I've already called the movers to move out. I'm planning to move sometime around the beginning of next month. Finally, it's time for you to be useful to me. You defective piece of shit. Aren't you glad to have a chance to be accepted by me? You've already called the movers? Oh, so you're coming overseas? Huh? Overseas? Yes. You've been living abroad for a week now. That's why I can't visit you. What? I didn't hear about that. Of course you didn't. We didn't tell you. Why overseas? Is it because of my son's work? Yes, so we can't go back to the States for a while. So it's physically impossible for us to live together. Why didn't you tell me something so important? Come back now. Because I didn't want you to interrupt our preparations for moving overseas. Besides, I wouldn't want you to come with us. What about me? How can I live when I get to the hospital? I don't know. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Oh, but in case you're wondering, I've put some vouchers of various facilities in the mailbox. It also includes information on places to find caregivers. Please take a look at them and decide for yourself. You're abandoning me? I'm going to live in a wheelchair. I know it was an unfortunate accident, but neither my husband nor I want to take care of a selfish person like you. Even though the accident was your fault. You still haven't apologized to the people whose house you crashed into, right? I'm paying for the repairs to the house. The house can be fixed, but I don't know if I'll ever get my leg back. I can't even think about other people. I can understand you. But please remember what you have said to me. We should be more modest, right? People with disabilities. I was a normal person that day. Plus, I don't have a disability. My leg might come back after rehabilitation. Then don't be so naive and live on your own. A normal person could do that, right? Things are different now. Don't you understand? I'm old, plus I'm in a wheelchair. You have no idea how heartbreaking it is to live alone. If you have the energy to talk like that, you'll be fine. And you really think I'm going to take care of you when I've been abused so much over my legs? Because you wanted to be accepted by me, didn't you? As I told you before, I don't have that feeling anymore. As long as I have my husband who understands me, I don't need anything else. Naomi, if you move in with me, I'll accept you as my son's wife. Now that I'm crippled, I understand how you feel. I won't act that way like I did before. Will you please think about it for a minute? No, I won't. I can live in a wheelchair overseas, can't I? I haven't heard from my son in days. So maybe you can tell him that I'd like him to let me come over there. No, I won't. I'm asking you this much. Can't you at least listen to me a little? You're the one who never listened to us before. Don't speak like that. Naomi, I'm sorry. I'll really change my attitude. Please. Please don't abandon me. You know, my husband has also said, you should live with a little more consideration for others. Don't expect everything to go the way you want. Nothing is going how I have expected. This is why I'm in this situation. What do I do? As long as you can think like that, we have nothing to discuss. Take care. Bye. Naomi, wait. Please tell my son how I feel. I'm really sorry. I'm also sorry I didn't listen to you guys. There's nothing I can do. There is. Tony cares about you. So if you forgive me, I'm sure Tony will too. Defective, disabled people shouldn't do anything. This is what you've told me, isn't it? I only follow my husband's opinion. So there's nothing I can do for you from now on. Karen called me many times after that, but I blocked her. And now I have no more stress. I was able to say everything I wanted to say in the end, so I no longer have any regrets. However, If she's going to be in a facility, she needs my husband's signature as a guarantor. We have asked our relatives to intervene and discussed about it. I feel sorry that I made them involved in the mess, but they seem to think that Karen had been very harsh on me for a long time, so they were willing to help me out. She ended up moving to a facility with caregivers and started living on her own. People around her seem to think that she deserves it, because she had been so cold to me. I've heard that almost no one comes to see her. She used to be very active, but she has become a homebody due to her inability to move around. It seems like she has lost her energy, as if she were a different person. What will happen to her is up to her, and it's none of my business to worry about anymore. I'm going to put her aside in my mind and enjoy my new life with my husband. And I will never forget to thank my husband and the people around me who have supported me throughout the years. I will continue to do what I can to make this happy life last as long as possible.